What's up guys, my name is John and you're watching Old Stuff is Cool. Today I have for you an unboxing. We got two packages, relatively fresh in the mail, and one of them contains one of my 2025 goal books. And we're doing pretty well picking up books from that list. I'll give you a little update at the end of the video on where we are with that. But before we get any further, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. These are all easy ways to help support the channel, and thank you in advance for your support. So first one up, we have an eBay purchase. And this is just a quick two comics, but I do have to say that the seller, which is my first time buying from them, went above and beyond. Basically, what the issue that came up was I saw two single books listed, so it's just a package of two books, and I reached out to them and asked if they would combine shipping, because hey, I'm looking to save wherever I can, and shipping one comic book, you know, you really have to factor that into the end price that you pay. If you're buying a $1 book and you're paying like $8 for shipping, it's no longer a $1 book. So there was a bit of delay in communication and I think a bit of a misunderstanding, but this seller went above and beyond. As far as customer service wise, they basically refunded me the price of both books and just had me pay for the shipping of one due to the little mix up. So definitely give them a shout out. I'll leave a link in the description below. But their eBay handle is kind of funny too. It's Sinister Minister. So thank you so much for the excellent customer service. We have two books here. First one is Silver Surfer Annual number 6. Number 6. And this one features the first appearance of Legacy, who would have a few other names. He later on would take on the name of Captain Marvel. He also took the name of Photon. But in his first appearance, he is 90s as hell. This was a poly bag back in the day. This is just the comic itself. It came with the rookie card, I think, of Legacy that year. That was kind of the gimmick for all the Marvel annuals. I actually don't know what happened to my original copy because I have my other Silver Surfer annuals and Silver Surfer books from that time. I definitely remember picking this up, but it was no longer in my collection once I started bringing that back up here to Boston from New York. So I've been keeping my eye out for a nice condition book. Really happy to add this one to the collection. And all I need now, as far as completing Silver Surfer annuals, is number 7, which has the one of the later Herald's Morgue on the cover. That's one I never owned, and just keeping my eye out for. The second book I'm very excited to add as well. And this is a more modern book. It is Moon Knight number 3 from the Jed MacKay run. This features the first appearance of Hunter's Moon, who at first is kind of at odds with Mark Spector, but later becomes a very trusted ally and a great supporting character in the MacKay run. This Jed MacKay run of Moon Knight really helped me fall in love with it and kind of rediscover Moon Knight. You've got fantastic runs I've spoken about before with Jeff Lemire and Warren Ellis, also fantastic modern runs that really, influenced the character now in the comics, but also the MCU, the Disney Plus TV show, which I quite enjoyed. So Hunter's Moon, this is one that you guys might know. I picked up the omnibus too, or received the omnibus as a Christmas gift, but I think I might go for a complete run in the floppies, or at the very least notable covers or key appearances. This was one of those key books that I did want to get. I think really the first 10-12 issues of this Moon Knight series have great covers in general. This cover, by the way, is by Steve McNiven, styled after Jay Lee, and for sure this is very much Jay Lee's kind of style in the 90s. It has since kind of tightened up a bit, but it's still distinctly him. I've always said it reminds me of Yoshitaka Amano, known for doing character designs on Final Fantasy, beloved RPG series on Nintendo, PlayStation, etc. That's what Jay Lee's early work often reminded me of. Not always, but I think if I put a picture up, maybe you will see the similarities. Anyway, that's Moon Knight number 3. Now for this next package, I think those of you who are familiar with this Instagram seller, Cheddar Comics, This is a package from him. I had some books built up that I kind of forgot about, and also remembered that he was holding for me when said when said Gold book came up in a recent sale. So, got the trusty knife here. The other package, in case you're wondering why I didn't need to, break out the knife. I did, given the nature of the interaction, I did want to open the package which came in earlier in the week. This one I've saved, I think it came in like two days ago from time of recording. Okay, cut some tape there. Good old Gemini mailer, which is what I personally like to use if anyone ever purchases any books from me, which I primarily list lots of books, groupings of books, if you will. Sometimes I'll have single comics on my eBay store, and those are just, I'm not a power seller by any means, but I've had so many hobbies and collectibles lying around. It's a good way to recoup some money and kind of redistribute it to new comics that I'm after. Okay, so this is a little bit of a preview of the Gold book here. We got our boy Bane. Cheddar, again, is on Instagram. His link is also in the description below if you ever want to go to one of his weekly Instagram live claim shows. He's a gent and a scholar, and Mrs. Cheddar, his lovely wife, also is helping out with the show. So if you do stop by, let him know Old Stuff sent you. But he's also a talented artist. I have a collection of these, and this is great. This just to have associated with this pickup, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Chris, for that drawing. Also, some trading cards. I love these little pack-ins. First, we have what series? This is a 1994 Fleer Ultra X-Men card. I'd stopped collecting, I think, by the time this came out. Although up to that point, I'd gotten all the X-Men cards and Marvel Universe cards, which I still have in an album on the shelf over there. Our boy Havoc in his 90s X Factor gear. And then this is a great sketch here. Todd McFarlane's Wolverine. You can see this is from his appearance in the Todd McFarlane, written and drawn Spider-Man Untitled, adjectiveless Spider-Man. Also from the 90s. So very, very cool trading cards. And now let's look at how secure, with the painter's tape, with the additional cardboard backing, and all the books are bagged and boarded. So that's how you want to do it, guys. Exceptional packing. I guess that's one good thing that we can show off when we do an unboxing. A lot of times I just have my books, organized and ready for you, but to give props to those who package well, you can see why I would recommend Cheddar Comics as a seller, right? But yeah, it's a Cheddar love fest. All right, free the comics there. Let us see. All right, so as I've gotten a lot of this title from Cheddar in the past, we've got my X-Men Chris Claremont run, and he had these 4 issues. We've got issue 190. Trying to make sure the cover doesn't get blown out by the light, but what can you do? Actually, that's a creepy cover. I mean, just look, a little body horror. Is that the I'm forgetting. I think the villain from the mage from Conan, I want to say. Conan the Barbarian. Then we have issue 218, and I believe, is this Art Adams? It is. Arthur Adams. I don't know why I always say Art Adams, but Arthur? I mean, I know it's a nickname, but Arthur Adams cover. Love his style here. This is the Outback era of the X-Men. Number 229. I want to say, and I'll correct myself in the notes below, this is the first mention of Genosha. And then issue 245, we've got a cover by Rob Liefeld. And I think there's some funny parodies of other pop culture icons in this issue. So glad to have that help round out my X-Men collection. And of course, the moment that I've been waiting for, probably you've been waiting for, we've got, for my goal book, the first appearance of modern Batman villain, Bane. And I have such a soft spot for this. I've been picking up some older 90s Batman, Nightfall, my first introduction to the Batman comics. And Bane was, he's part of that. He's the man who broke Batman's back in that storyline. And I've read this before digitally. I think I've borrowed a trade paperback from the library. So it's a story that's familiar to me. Really solid story about who Bane is. You can see why he's been portrayed as a anti-hero sometimes, not just a straight up villain. He's not just muscle. He's got brains too. A strategist. And let's see, this one is written by Chuck Dixon, and then also credited as Graham Nolan and Eduardo Barreto. Got beautiful painted cover here. This is the first print. I've been on the hunt, and given that I think the condition on the books can vary. This is a very clean copy of Vengeance of Bane. There's also a sequel to this book, which I think I might pick up. It's nowhere near as pricey as this book can get sometimes. But man, so happy. There's not a lot of DC on my comic book goal list, but this is one of them. And to be able to check that off feels good. Yeah, so thank you so much, Cheddar, for shipping these so securely, for having some fair prices for books, and in general helping the comic community with all that you do. All right, so let me throw up the graphic for my 2025 comic goals list, and you can see that I've got 6 of the books checked off here. We have a bunch of Spidey, kind of books related to the Black Costume, Amazing Spider-Man 252, which was also from our boy Cheddar. I've also gotten Spectacular Spider-Man number 90 and Marvel Team Up Spider-Man, I think number 141, I want to say. Hopefully I got that right. As well as Uncanny X-Men, one that has loads of first appearances in the first part of the Dark Phoenix saga. And that Uncanny X-Men issue is number 129. And then last but not least, we have New Mutants Annual number 2, featuring the first appearance of Psylocke. That book had some great art by Alan Davis, who I've always enjoyed. So we got 6 books here, and again, this is a kind of flexible list. It gives some direction to my comic collecting as far as kind of the big boy books go. But there are books here that range maybe from $20 all the way up to Amazing Spider-Man 300. Let's just say roughly around $400, $500, depending what condition and graded or not. Yeah, but there's a pretty good range here represented. Are we gonna get all these books by the end of the year? No, that's not necessary. But if we hit it, that'll be a fun little goal to share here on the channel. But those are my pickups for this time around. What was your favorite? Are you a fan of Bane? What are some specific books that you're chasing down? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. But thank you guys so much for tuning to this video, and I hope to catch you next time. Take care.